Welcome back and welcome if you're new here. On today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I installed this wig. This wig is from Hairvivi and the video is not sponsored, so this will be my absolute honest opinion on how I like this wig. If you know anything about Hairvivi, you know their packaging is outstanding. It looks like they put a lot of work into it. This is one box I never want to throw out. Once you open the packaging, you have some care instructions on how to take care of your wig, how to send it back if you don't like it, how to take care of your HD lace, and then a few goodies in a smaller silk bag, and then the wig itself. So this wig is 18 inches and honestly the length did surprise me a lot because it is longer than most of my 22 inch wigs from Amazon. It does come with a breathable lightweight wig band inside the wig, which you can also adjust however you would want your wig to fit, and it also comes with a big comb in the back, which this is a first for me. Make sure you don't cut off this tag until you're sure you want to keep the wig. The texture on this hair, as you can see, is very soft. It gives this natural blown out silk press type of vibe. It reminds me of my natural hair. And she comes with some kinky edges in the front. Like, that's so beautiful, especially for someone like me that doesn't really like baby hair on my wigs. Now I'm just using some glueless liquid gold to slick my edges back before I do the bald cap method. I did win this wig during a giveaway on a different channel, so I will make sure to leave her details in the description if you'd like to check it out. So I did do the bald cap method for this one. I don't have to, you don't have to, you can just go ahead and put on the wig just as it is. I honestly feel like I don't want too much of any product on my natural hairline. I did use the product on my hairline already to slick the hair back, but then I just want some type of protection. I normally don't use glue on my wigs anyway, so I just try to make sure that there's a little bit of a barrier between my hair and whatever product I'm using, because I do have a low hairline, so whatever product I'm using always touches my edges. But yeah, so it is optional. I didn't have to do that, like I said, but then this is glueless, so I was just planning on wearing it for 3 to 4 days or maybe a week. Now I know I want to keep the wig. I've tried it on and all of that. So now I'm cutting off the tag, as you can see. And then from there, I'm just cutting off the excess lace by the ears. There's always this extra little lace. Almost got the lace. I mean the hair, not the lace. Once I'm done cutting off the lace on the sides, I'll go ahead and cut off the cap. I'll just make sure to cut off whatever excess is there. Like I said, I have a low hairline, so I try not to cut my little edges. Make sure you don't cut yourself also, because this is very possible. Lift and cut as much as possible until you get to where you want your bald cap to start. Don't mind my scissors. I can never find the proper hair shears. That's what happens when you have kids in the house. Now you just use something, foundation, concealer, whatever you have, just to match the cap closest to your skin. Like, make sure it looks skin-like. Like I said, they have a built-in cap for you in this wig, so you don't really have to do all that. Since I chose the bald cap route, I would have to do that because I have to match the cap to the to my skin, just to make sure that it doesn't look too unnatural, if that makes sense. So yeah, make sure your cap is behind your hairline and not showing. So all you have to do is make sure that you pull the wig as far as possible just to hide the cap underneath. But if you don't go with the cap, you don't have to do all that because this was extra work. So now I put the wig on my head just to see is everything in order. And as you can see, the lace by the ear is right on top of my ear. So I have to go in and cut it a little more. So that's what I'm going to do on both sides. So you just want to make sure the wig is how you want it before you go ahead and glue it on. So this is not a tutorial. I'm just showing what I did while installing this wig. So yeah. Was so impressed with this hair. This hair is so natural looking. Like I was really impressed. Like it made me feel like it was my natural hair. But now I go ahead and use some of the liquid gold again, and then I'm gonna use it to glue the wig down. So this is what I wanted. This is why I did the bald cap, because I didn't want to do too much of that product on my hair, because I already did a little bit of it just to sleek the edges back. So this is what I meant when I said I didn't want too much product on my hair. So make sure just to apply this in sections. As you can see, I applied it in the middle by my forehead and then on the sides. You don't have to. You can wait for this to dry and then place the wig and then go ahead and work on the sides, all up to preference, and obviously how long you are planning on wearing the wig. One thing you should know with this product is when you lay your lace down, make sure not to lift it the way I'm doing there. It turns white. Like you do not want that at all. Like when you lay it down, make sure it's where you want it to lay, and make sure not to lift it at all. The good thing about using liquid gold is the fact that if you do make a mess in any sense or it's white, all you have to do is wet a cloth in some water and clean it off. Like all you need for that is water. So that's what I love about this product, and that's why I keep using it. And now I'm just using a rat tail comb, pressing the lace into the product just to make sure that it lays. You don't want your fingers there as well. You don't need to touch it. Just use your comb and do what I'm doing. And then when it dries, which you also have to make sure it dries properly before you lay your wig band, or else it's gonna turn white as well. Now I'm gonna go ahead and work on the other little section that I left for last. I just did this just to make sure that I can show you that you can work in smaller sections. You don't have to put the gel on all of the lace all at once. Working in smaller sections actually just makes your job easier for you, especially if you're a beginner and this is your first time or you're still nervous about doing this. So yeah. And then I go ahead and place the lace and then grab a section of hair just to help lay the lace down onto the gel. I just try to avoid using my fingers. I try to use the comb instead, and that usually works for me. So now let me get into this lace. Like I'm sitting here editing this video and then I'm looking at this. I'm like, there's a whole piece of the lace I still haven't cut off, and you can barely notice it. It looks so much like my skin. Like I'm so impressed with this lace. Now when they say HD lace, this is HD lace. So now I'm just gonna go in with the wax stick. As you can see, I just use a little bit of it and then I go in with the hot comb. This just helps you flatten the hair a little more, make it look a little more natural. If you want your hair to be as flat as possible, do use the spine of the hot comb, like the back part, instead of the comb part like I'm doing, because I didn't really want it that flat. That's why I use the comb part a little more. I just want it to like lay down, but not really lay down, if that makes sense. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and tie the lace down with 2 wig bands. This just helps with a little more of a melt, because I don't really keep it on for too long. I do like to use at least 2, and that helps like melt everything the way I want it to. Hairvivi made sure that this wig is beginner friendly, because look at this part. Like, this looks so good. Like, it looks so sculpt like. I didn't have to do anything on that part except define it just a little bit, just to make it a little straighter. And then it is a 13/6, so there's so much space, like so much room for you to do any type of style you want to do. Section out the hair into smaller pieces, and then I comb through with the red tail comb, and then just do like the chase method with the red tail comb and the straightener. But then I don't do anything too detailed, because I was just home. I was not really going anywhere, so I was just really doing the install for the video, even though I wanted to keep the hair for at least a week. So yeah, I didn't really do too much straightening, because this hair is really good. I didn't really need a lot of heat like on the hair. And even with me not doing too much, like with me just straightening it a little bit, as you can see, it looks really natural. It looks flowy. It looks so good. And something else I have to mention is the fact that they went out their way to just layer this wig for you already. You don't even have to do that. So everything on this wig is done except cutting the lace, which I forgot to show in this video. I thought I was recording, but then my son distracted me talking to me on the side, and then I thought I was recording when I cut my lace, but then I was not. But then I just cut it right off. I just leave a little bit of lace, because you don't really want to cut everything off, because of the fact that the next time you want to install your wig, you need a little bit of lace in order to redo that whole installation process again, and adding glue to it and all of that. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's the best way I can explain it. But I do just go ahead and just cut it right off. Since it's HD lace, it doesn't really matter to me as much, because it doesn't really show as much as every other lace. But I'm no expert. I'm just showing how I do my wig installs, and I am not advising you to do anything that you don't want to do. Everything is up to preference. I like to say that, because I prefer you do what works for you and not what works for me, if you catch my drift. If you know what I mean. So my final thoughts on this wig, I do believe this is a very beginner friendly wig. If you're a beginner, this is the wig you need, because everything is done for you. It's HD, best lace, barely noticeable, bleached and plucked very well, which you can always do the plucking if you really feel like it's not plucked to your liking. I do like it just the way it is. It looks really natural. And then the scalp-like appearance due to the cap they put in underneath. I can part this wig anywhere without adding any makeup to it, and it will still look really good. Minimal shedding according to what I've seen so far while handling this wig. But if you want an updated video in how this wig will hold up long term, do let me know in the comments below. but I do love this wig so far. I don't have any complaints about it. I think this is one of my favorites in all of my wig collection. And as usual, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.